Welcome to ITK Study Park. So now in this video, last video we have discussed how many things right inside the Java class. Okay. In this video, I will discuss how many access modifier allow with the Java class, or how many access modifier existed in Java language. So now I am sharing my screen. Now inside this, oops, inside the oops, I want to create. If you don't watch the last video, go on my channel, I take a study bar, then watch the video, how many things we can write inside the Java class. So, created, there is nothing. Okay, open this file. Now, these many things, this is a color matching. If you color match, which color is match, which color, which calling this method. This color is calling this whole process to call this method, doing this whole process to call this method. Now new. Okay. So now in this video I will show you access modifier, access modifiers in Java. How many access modifiers in Java? Okay. Two type of access modifiers are there in Java. Okay. Right. There are two types of access modifier in Java. Okay, which is the two types? Which is the two types? First one is the scope related. First one is the scope related. Okay, scope defined. Okay, first one is to define scope, to define a scope to the programmer. To scope defined to the programming elements. There are how many? Those are defined scope programming related element. How many? Four type of the access modifier are there. Four types of access modifier. Access modifier. Access modifiers. Which one is the first? Is the public. First is the related to scope, where class is up to the existed public. Second one the protected, and third one is default, and the next one is private. Okay, I will show you the practical, how many things. This is the right statement or wrong. So now here come in the program, create one file, not issues. I want to open this. Simple. Open notepad. This thing is applicable with thing. Okay. Public. First is the class demo. This is the class demo. Okay. It compiles successfully. Public. It means public is applicable. Okay. So come here. In the program, inside the program, demo compile successfully. Public is valid. Now protected. That was check. Protected modifier protected not allowed here. protected modifier not allowed here. It means protected. This is the scope related, na? Protected class demo. Check once. This is the scope related. It means here modifier protected not allowed here. It means inside the class scope protected is not allowed. So default not required to write default is automatically default. So yeah, it's allowed. Private. Let me check. Private is also not allowed here. Okay. So which keyword is allowed, which keyword is not allowed. So we will get the clarity now. Okay. So right here some. Public protected default. Okay. Here, where public and default. Public and default are allowed for classes. Protected and private are not allowed. For private bit and not allow for classes. For classes. Okay. So one note kind of point thing. I want to show you one thing point. How many things allow inner classes? Let me show you. Don't worry. So now inner classes. So I want to first public inner class. Inside the class is called inner class. Public class like C. I will check public is the valid or not. Oh, you cannot. Why? Because this is the private class, so declare as a public. Public. Okay. So public is allowed. Okay. So here also you can write one protected. Protected is also allowed. Okay. And default. This is the nothing but default. Default is allowed or otherwise default also you can write here. Yeah, default we cannot write. And this is the default as a keyword. Okay, that's why. So now private. So now what is the conclusion? Inside the inner classes, four scopes are allowed. Okay, all public. Now public, all public, protected, default, and private are allowed for inner classes. Inner classes. Okay. So now question is why private or protected? Why private or protected? Why private and protected? We cannot declare as a class level, the super class like outer class. Why? No, one very good point is there. Was there where private, observe where private protected access modifiers, access modifier, access modifier are defined on the define on the basis of classes boundaries so that so that they they are not they are not applicable they are not applicable for classes. They are applicable for member of class including inner class. They applicable for member member of class or inner class except inner class. Okay. The point is there. Oh, this is the first type of modifiers. Only four. Second type is to define some extra natures to define some extra nature to the programming element. It means to define some extra nature to the programming to use this access modifier to define some extra nature to the programming elements. We have the following access modifier. Try to understand. Okay. Which type of modifier? First is the static, final, abstract, abstract, native, volatile, synchronous, synchronized, transient, and strict FP. Strict FP. Many more are there. Okay. So I want to note some hint to you. So final, okay, abstract, final, abstract. Which one is allowed? Which one is not allowed? Strict, FP, strict FP are allowed for classes. Okay. Now next, like static, abstract, final, and strict, FP are allowed for inner class. Inner I'm showing these examples. This thing is allowed, this thing is not allowed. First of all, I will show to the class level. First is the final. Final keyword is applicable or not. Let's show. Then yes, good. Static. Static not allowed. We cannot create class as a static final. Abstract track is allowed. Okay, good. Strict if FP is allowed or not. Let's show you. It's allowed. Strict FP is allowed. Static is allowed. Strict FP is allowed. And what is that? Final statistic. Native. Check native is allowed or not. Not allowed. This is about the member of the class. Okay, this only allowed. Like transient. This also allowed only the member of the class. Like variable transient is like variable. Sorry. This is also not allowed. You can try synchronize it allowed. Synchronized, synchronized is allowed, not allowed. Okay. Synchronized, static, strict, transient, volatile. But these many keywords is allow on inner classes. So volatile class like D. Okay. Sure. Here is public. That's it. Inner classes, the volatile is also not allowed for the inner class. So now check here, private class is allowed. I also show you like native, not allowed. Final. Final is the official keyword of the Java, so this is allowed anywhere. So these many things you can try. Lots of things are there, so you can try. Okay. This notes I will upload on my Instagram page. What is the page name is? Instagram. Page name is Patrick Study. Go and follow this page. So we will get all the interview question also daily. My team daily updating my Instagram page at the study bar. So we will get this. Thank you for watching.